Okay, let's do a quick unboxing of the Iconic Arcade console. This is from GameStop. They also sell the cabinet, which is basically this console with obviously in a cabinet with a TV display and speakers and all that. But yeah, for me, I don't really need that. I just, I just need the console. I would rather use my bigger TV and nice speakers and whatnot. But anyways, I got this for 50 bucks Canadian. I am in Canada after all, which I believe is a very good deal, considering the what do you call this, Raspberry Pi 4B that's inside this thing alone is around 50 bucks Canadian. But obviously you got this enclosure and the controls and everything. So yeah, so this is what you have in the box. In addition to that, we also have this instruction. So yeah, like I was saying, you have the console here, and then that basically just slides into the cabinet, right? And the cabinet itself you can use as a tabletop or like a freestanding cabinet. So I really like how modular the design is. It's pretty smart and efficient. You also have this box as well for the power adapter, and you got the knobs here, and I guess the plate for that. And you have what do you call this? The rubber feet for the console here. You also have this USB stick and a micro SD card. I like that even the USB stick is branded, not some generic thing here. As for the arcade, this is what we have. You know what? Let's quickly. That's it. That's how that's how it looks when I guess fully complete. But anyways, on the front here you have a couple of USB 3.0. You have some information at the bottom here. There's some vent here, and then at the back here you have more vents. You have an Ethernet port. You have a HDMI port and a USB-C port, and I think that's for the power. Actually, no. Oh yeah, it is. It's the power right here, which is USB-C, and then 3.5 millimeter audio jack. So, and your right here, which is really small, the SD card. What do you call this? Reader. Yeah. So there's nothing on the side except for slots where you would slide this into the cabinet. But yeah, but even then it doesn't look incomplete. I don't mind this not having what do you call this, like a panel like in the front here. That's completely fine to me. But aside from that, I like how it looks. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so let's try to set up the Iconic Arcade console here. When we look at this, all the information is about assembling the cabinet, but we do have a couple or 3 QR codes in here. So if you want to scan that, you can do so. But actually, most of the instruction is about putting together the cabinet that we don't have. So at section 8.1.2, it talks about plugging the USB-C, and then the HDMI, and then putting in the USB stick for initial setup, and then switching on the device. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And obviously initial setup, more information here. Optionally we can connect to wired LAN, but yeah, we'll just connect to wireless. Alright, so let's try to do that. There's a mouse icon. So the thing is still unresponsive, and at some point it kind of restarted itself or something, and I managed to move the mouse there, but now nothing is not, nothing is working. So what I'm gonna do is probably gonna take it apart and see if everything's plugged in there, and yeah. So we can do that by unplugging everything first, and then unscrewing the 4 hex screws. So here we are. Let's see what's inside. Obviously we need to be careful because we don't know exactly where the wires are. Alright, so that's what's inside. So we'll just basically unplug and plug in everything. Interesting. Alright. I'm not going to screw anything yet. Let's just plug in the HDMI and then the USB-C for the power. The light is on. Oh, plug in the, what do you call this? The USB stick. So, okay, we're up. Again, still can't. So I just moved everything to my wife's desk here because she has these older monitors that is 1080p. So let's see if it's like a display issue. Okay, now it works. So I guess what it is that it doesn't like the 4K monitor or TV. It's just freezing. But now, as you can see, I can do this. So let's do the setup, and my keyboard works and the mouse as well. So let's do the setup. So theoretically, we should be connected to the internet. I guess let's run the tests. So I plugged in the analog cable for the audio, so now I can hear the sound. It wasn't sending audio via HDMI, so I guess that's a thing. But yeah. Okay, storage. What can you do? Oh, pass. Alright, so let's just close that and just run the install. So it's downloading something. And what happened? Alright, so press start. I don't know if you need a keyboard to be able to do this, but it definitely helps. So let's try that again. Oh, downloading. Updated download and will be installed. Okay. Obviously now we're in. Oh, update will install. The system will restart again. All right. So it's one of those things where you spend most of your time waiting to download, waiting to install, waiting to restart. Yeah. Typical IT stuff. I'm unable to download configuration. Please check network. Alright, let's do that again. Do I need to do that? I'll just take a picture now. Okay, it's interesting. It actually, you had to do that. You had to log in and then sign up on the website, right? Only when you confirm your email and activated your account, and then log in, that you can actually continue to do the installation. Like, before I did that, it was just not doing anything. So, and it wasn't clear that you had to do it. It's just telling you to do it. But usually, who actually does their device registration, right? Because you typically it's only for warranty if you want to do that. But anyways, we can. Let's try both about Sarah. Um, yes, and as you can see, it's kind of slow. All right, so it finished downloading, which took a long time, and then it verified. Now it's flashing. It's apparently flashing is also going to take a long time, around 10 minutes. Okay, so now it says success reboot without USB stick to start playing. All right, so to do that, we'll press B to go back to the screen, and then we highlight exit, and then press A to shut down, and then now when power off, it says when power off, unplug USB stick to reboot from SD card. Will it shut down? Yes. And then press R to shut down. Okay, now it's off. Let's unplug the USB stick, and then we can power on by pressing the power button, which is the silver button on the right side of the console. And hopefully everything's good, and we should see Barosera. We also have sound, although it's the analog cable that I'm using. We'll see later on if we can switch to HDMI audio. Alright, so now what we have is a choice of consoles here. So Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, ports, Pi game. Is that what it is? Mega Drive, all games, favorites, Commodore 64, PC Engine, back to NES. Kodi Media Center. What is this? So B is select, okay, guys. So if I want to look at system settings, press B, and then you go in there. So A is back, okay. Let's check out updates and downloads. Content downloader. So we have all this stuff in here. Themes, Bezel project, check for updates. Let's just check for updates. Oh, start update. I mean, you are currently using. Do you want to update? Okay, so there is an update. Might as well do that. So it's downloading an update over there. In top right, it's a 2 gigabyte download. So that's gonna take some time again, but at least we can do other stuff while it does that. So anyways, let's look at all games, see what kind of games we have. We have 2040 Classic Kong, Doom, you get Fix It Felix, Mr. Boom, I guess Bomberman clone, I guess, Old Towers, what is this, OD Commander, Spygun, Princess of Persia, Santa Latte, what? Retro Trivia, Reflectron, Space Twins. Okay, is that all of it? So Nintendo games. Oh yeah. So yeah, basically there's not much here. You know, so you're gonna have to source your own games. Let's try Prince of Persia, see if it actually runs or not. It's been a while since I played Prince of Persia, so I don't even know if it's okay. Kind of look like Prince of Persia. Oh yeah, okay. So one of the games work, and we don't really have a lot of games, so we'll just have to. You know, let's try Doom, see how it goes. Let's go zoom in a bit. Oh jeez. Okay, so A is to open. Anyways, oh, by the way, if you want to add games to the console, and let's say you have a Windows machine that has, ROMs in it, well, what you can do is use Windows Explorer to go to /Barusera and log in the what do you call this, username and password here, and once you're logged in, you can go into share ROMs, and you'll have all these folders for each system, and then you can just shove in the games. Let's say in the NES, right? So you have the 2048 game that we saw earlier, and so yeah, we just copy the games in here, and that's how you'd have some games. All right. To summarize, when you're first setting it up, don't plug it into a 4K display. It'll just freeze. Use a 1080p monitor or smaller, or just an old TV. Second, you might not even have sound. You may have to use the analog output. And yeah, so don't worry about that if you don't hear anything in the beginning. Third, even though you plug in a keyboard, it may not fully work with installer. You're gonna have to use the stick to enter your let's say your Wi-Fi password and all that. But everything, pretty much what you need to do for setting up, can be done with the controls here. Fourth, when you're setting up Barosera, be patient. It's gonna take a long time to download it, and to install in Flash your drive. But yeah, it'll eventually finish. So again, patience, right? Once you have everything set up, you can then plug it in if you want to your 4K monitor, and everything should work, even the sound too. As you can see here, if I go back to system settings, I put audio output to auto again. Before I had to force it to HDMI just to hear an HDMI, but it seems to be fine without having to force it to HDMI. You can detect the sound, or I mean the HDMI connection, and send the sound that way. Also, once you have everything set up, I do recommend doing an update. I'm doing that right now, and it's going to take a long time as well, so be patient. But at least this time you can do other things. You can play some games, and it will download in the background. You can even shut it down and then boot it up again, and you just have to restart the download again, and it will continue where it left off. So at least that is somewhat convenient. So yeah. Lastly, you're gonna need to get your own games. It does have some games, but the games it does have are kind of crap. I mean, like all these games are just kind of in there, I guess, to test, right? And just to say like, oh, here are some games, but it's up to you to source your own games, and your bias for whatever games that needs bias or whatever. And obviously, further tweaking may be needed for each of those games to make it run smoothly. So just keep in mind, this thing is not a plug and play. That said, everything that you need is provided to you. You don't need a keyboard. You don't even need a PC computer to like do all the download and stuff like that, or format your SD card or anything like that, right? Normally, which would be the case for other things, but not in this, not here. It will download everything it needs. It's just gonna take some time. One thing that kind of was annoying though was that you're gonna have to register to Iconic Arcade to be able to use their installer, right? Otherwise, you're kind of blocked. At least for me, it was. I don't know if that's really the case, but for me, I was kind of like, oh, what do I do next? But it was just not going anywhere. But anyways, if you don't want to do that, then obviously you can, flash your own drive, with whatever image you downloaded from somewhere else, and install from there, right? But yeah, you do have that option. It's just gonna. It's just gonna require more steps, right? But if you don't want to create an account, you do have that option. Yeah, I think that's it. Aside from that, can't really complain about this, or nor can I definitely say that things are good, because we haven't really played enough games to say that. But so far, so good. I do like how it looks, how it feels. Even the installation process is fairly smooth. You're just gonna have to follow through and be patient, right? So, all right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.